Friends, ISRO has done the nation proud by launching the Adityaya L1 satellite that will study comprehensively Aditya or the sun god. As of January 2024, it reached a halo orbit around the L1 point between the Earth and the Sun. What is this L1 point, you may ask? It's a point or a position in space where the gravitational forces of the Earth and the Sun create a region of equilibrium, which allows a smaller object to orbit while using minimum amount of fuel. Now, when a satellite is placed in a halo orbit around the L1 point, it can also continuously watch or view the sun without any occultation or eclipse. It means our satellite can observe the sun's atmosphere and its wonders for the next 4 years and send back a lot of photographs for us. 5 years is its mission life, out of which we have probably spent about a year and a half. And for the next 3.5, 4 years, we will have our satellite studying the sun. Currently, the spacecraft is studying the sun's atmosphere, like I said, solar winds and their effects on the space weather. The climate changes that we are seeing are also because of the solar winds. Now that it has 7 distinct payloads to study Aditya, all developed indigenously, speaks of the great perseverance and commitment of our scientists. So friends, this Saturday it's the story of Aditya L1, the Indian spacecraft to study the sun. We might wonder as to what the spacecraft is doing now and where exactly it has reached. Actually, the spacecraft was launched on September 2nd, 2023 and reached its final destination, the L1 point, on the 6th January 2024. And its scientific payloads have captured the first ever image of a solar flare or the kernel. The spacecraft has observed a powerful flare erupt from the sun on February 2024 and has also observed the critical mass ejection, CME, which is extremely useful for scientific experiments on the sun. The Aditya mantra, Om Bhu, Om Bhuva, Om Suva, Om Tat Saviturvarenyam, Bhargo Devasya hi Dhimahi hi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat, is often recited by every Hindu with devotion and reverence to connect with the sun god's radiant energy and seek blessings for clarity of thought and inner illumination. It's an invocation of the divine light of the sun. It inspires wisdom, enlightenment, and of course, spiritual awakening. Reaching out to it in order to understand the mysteries is like reaching out to God. So let's enjoy this Adityaya. The sun, like other stars, is a massive celestial object, primarily composed of hydrogen and helium, constantly under fusion in its core. While fusion is the process of combining 2 light atomic nuclei to form a heavier nucleus, releasing tremendous amounts of energy in the process, nuclear fission, on the other hand, is the process of splitting a heavy atomic nucleus into 2 or more lighter nuclei, exactly the reverse of fusion. This also releases a lot of energy, and if one can harness the energy either way, there will be probably no dearth of energy in the world. Now, whereas on the sun, the hydrogen nuclei of protons fuse together to form helium through a series of nuclear reactions, we on the Earth, we simulate nuclear fission in our nuclear reactors to produce energy to support life. It's another matter that we also use the same energy for destruction in the form of atomic bombs. Further, whereas fusion has the potential to provide a virtually limitless and clean source of energy on the Earth and does not produce long-lived radioactive waste, fission, which we do in the nuclear reactors, produces radioactive waste, which has to be carefully managed and stored for long periods of time to prevent the environmental contamination and health risks. In short, Aditya produces clean energy, whereas we produce dirty energy. Now, many fascinating aspects in scientific knowledge about the sun that has been discovered over the years. The sun's core is extremely hot and dense, with temperatures reaching millions of degrees Celsius. Sun is an incredibly powerful source of energy, radiating energy all the time in the form of light, which provides heat and the light to our solar system, not just Earth, to our solar system. Can anyone imagine how much will this energy be? It's about 386 billion megawatts, equivalent to the energy from about 100 billion nuclear bombs exploding every single second. Through the ages, the scientists have found the sun consisting of several layers, including the core, radiative zone, convective zone, photosphere, chromosphere, and the corona. Each layer has different temperatures and properties. The sun emits a constant stream of charged particles, primarily electrons and protons, into the space, known as the solar wind. And it can affect the Earth's magnetic field and the space weather. Even the satellites get affected because of this. Now, one of the payload on Adityaya L1 will study this aspect as well. Sunspots, cooler regions on the sun's surface caused by, again, magnetic activity, are dark and vary in size and number over a 11-year solar cycle and then repeat itself. Now, similarly, solar flares are intense bursts of energy and radiation that occur when magnetic energy stored in the sun's atmosphere is suddenly released. These flares can have a significant impact on the satellite communications and the Earth's atmosphere. More of our satellite payloads, there are 7 of them, will study these aspects. Solar eclipses occur when the moon passes between the Earth and the sun, blocking out the sun's light from reaching the Earth. Scientists valuable opportunities to study the sun's outer atmosphere, called the corona, another subject for our satellite's payload. It's the sun's gravitational pull that played a central role in the formation of our solar system. Planets, moons, asteroids, and comets all formed from the same spinning disk of gas and dust that surrounded the sun. Friends, the sun is approximately 4.6 billion years old and is expected to continue its fusion process for several billions of years more. Eventually, it will exhaust its hydrogen fuel and transition into a red giant before ultimately shedding its outer layers and becoming a white dwarf. Understanding the sun and its properties is very, very essential for a wide range of scientific disciplines, including astrophysics, solar physics, and space weather forecasting. ISRO scientists will continue to study the sun to unlock more and more of its mysteries and improve our understanding of its impact on our planet and the broader universe. For it is said, Adityaya Vidmahe Divakaraya Dhimahi Tanno Aditya Prachodayat. Invoke the sun god's blessings with enlightenment, wisdom, and guidance. Now that is for today, friends. Let me end this episode here with a promise to be back the next Saturday with another interesting topic. Until then, thank you, Dhanyavad, and Namaskar.